Hi everyone, my name is Adarsh Kumar Singh. Academically, as we've already been told, I'm a mechanical engineer, but professionally, I've been working as a soft skills coach and trainer for the last 6 years. And that is all possible because of this one jugaad that I found in my life, and that is asynchronous learning. Over the last 6 years, I've had the opportunity of meeting tons and thousands of students across the country and understanding one thing which I never did when I was young, and that is you need to listen to people and make them understand that it's okay to be embarrassed. Growing up, I was a shy kid. I used to feel that if I'm going to dance in front of people, they're going to judge me because I'm a pathetic dancer. But I also realized that one of the major reasons why people fear when they're on stage or off stage is because we feel that people are going to come and judge us. So me and my team, we started meeting people of hundreds, 500, thousands who were there in the auditorium, dancing on one song which is famous all over, that is Baby Shark. Now why did we do this? And what I'm going to be talking about today is something which you may not heard about. 10 years before the line, whenever you heard the word science, you only thought about engineers, doctors, scientists. However, now, because we're all so mature, as everyone says, we understand that science isn't everything which you can see around. Science is behind the way I speak, how I speak. Science is behind if I feel nervous. Science is also behind if I suddenly fall down on the stage. So that is the topic of my presentation today. That is emotional alchemy. Understanding the feelings that you go through when you're on stage. Now, I won't go ahead and give you mantras about what you should do, but I'll definitely tell you what you should not. Because growing up, I was given n number of advices. Others do this, others do that. I want to do the opposite for you. First, you're always told practice n number of times because practice makes a man perfect. No, it only makes the man nervous. Now, the idea is, it's not because you've practiced 100 times that it's wrong. No. It's because you practice 100 times in the same scenario in front of the same people. My mother will get bored of me if I go ahead and start speaking to her every day. Instead, what you should do is practice only 10 times, but in front of 10 different people in 10 different situations. Because in these 10 different situations, you will be questioned in 10 different ways, which will only help you prepare better. So smart work instead of hard work. Next, when I was young, I had changed about 8 schools till I graduated. And no, it was not because I was a bad student. It's because my dad had to keep on shifting places while I grew. And every time when I went into a new school, I was the new kid. And you know what happens with the new kid. So like any other new kid, I found my safe space. What I call as my temple now. And that is stage. I found this place as the most comforting space. Why? Because I feel stage is a blank slate. You can write anything and it will be true. I can be anyone I want to be in front of you when I'm standing there. But let's not kid ourselves. I was young. I was ambitious for sure. But I was always what most of us are when we're on stage. Nervous as hell. Whenever I used to come on stage, I used to feel I'm not good enough. I'm gonna mess up again. I could imagine my legs shaking. And the issue was, all of this used to make my heartbeat go as fast as a bullet train. And I used to feel that I'm just going to puke right now in front of people, and that would again make me embarrassed. Fun fact, what I learned was, it was all inside my mind. Now, I'm not telling you that when you're nervous, it's not real. It is real, obviously. But what I'm telling you is, it's okay to be nervous. Being nervous is not bad. The image of it is. Now, what I'm trying to explain to you is, on a scale of 1 to 10, when you go on stage, if you feel a level 10 nervous, in reality, people cannot understand that. You definitely feel that, but your presentation never suffers. Because nervousness, as I believe, is just other side of excitement. So the next time when you go on stage and you feel that I'm going to mess up, you're definitely feeling it, but others can't even recognize this. So just trust yourself and go forward. Next up. Right. Guns do not kill people. Bullets do. And one thing which we do not understand when we give presentations is bullet points kill attention. Let's say if I'm supposed to speak on terrorism right now, and I put 10 bullet points here. Before I start speaking, you will read those bullet points. You will not listen to me. You will only read there. And suddenly, you are more knowledgeable than me. You don't want to listen to me. So that's the reason never start with bullet points in your presentations. One thing which someone taught me when I was young was the 6x6 number, which is amazing. Every presentation, every slide should have a maximum of 6 slides. Every line should have a maximum of 6 words. And that works beautifully for anyone. Moving forward, embrace the mic. What do I mean by this? Obviously, you know how to hold a mic, right? If you know how to hold a mic, तो ऐसा क्यों होता है कि जब भी माइक नीचे होता है, हम माइक को ऊपर करने की जगह पे खुद नीचे हो जाते हैं. And if you know how to hold a mic, then tell me this. If you have a loud voice, why do you keep your mic near your mouth? If you have a loud voice, keep your mic near your chest. Your voice will go automatically. If you're someone who speaks slowly, that's also fine. Still, do not keep it on your mouth because then I can hear you beep. Instead, keep it near your chin, parallel to it. Now, moving forward, and this is something which I never knew about when I was in school, but I learned this from one of my students, is power of correct tone. In total, there are 9 ras, as we call it, 9 tones which exist. Veer ras, that is victorious tone, brave tone. Sur ras, that is polite. Why does it matter? If I am a 3-year-old kid, let's take it for an example, I suddenly have an urge to eat ice cream. I can't go ahead and be all brave. Mom, I want ice cream. I need to understand what tone will work on her, right? Maybe it's the questioning one. Maybe it's the sad tone. Understanding which tone goes with what is important. Let me give you one historical fact about a correct tone. Bangladesh, in the early in 19th, at one point, was not independent. Everyone knows it. India held Bangladesh. What you don't know is, India had initially declined Bangladesh's request for going against war with Pakistan because they felt that it will create tensions between both the countries. It was the Bangladeshi head who came and spoke victoriously in front of Indira Gandhi about how he does not need them, that made Indira Gandhi take action against Pakistan. And that is what is the need of correct tone people. Now, during all of this, why am I telling you? I never learned all of this in school. No one learns this in school. I learned all of this while dancing on Baby Shark with my students. I listened to them. I understood what their problems were. And then I told them to not do this. And in the process, we started our own startup, that is Aspirant Learning, where we go ahead in different cities, meet different students, and interact with them. Making a startup when you're young is extremely tough. However, why is it tough? Because in current generation, everyone feels in order to make money, you need to spend money. We started our startup with 0. We only spent what we made. Now, how do we make money? When you're young, no one's going to trust you. If you're a 3-year-old, even if you're selling me ice cream, I will not take it. I will feel you're a shady kid. If you're a young entrepreneur, you need to go ahead first and prove. You need to deliver for free. That means you need to put in cost. You need to travel without getting paid. Because that is what it takes for young people to be trusted. Next, testing is important in any product. In our case, we have various skill labs across the country and we organize various academic events. How do we know what will work and what will not work? We always have a 40 students batch size where we first experiment with them. What do they like? What do they not like? Will it work? Will it not work? In my mind, it could be a genius idea. I could be open-minded. But maybe in front of them, I'm a joker. So it's very important to first test your product in the market. Moving forward, this is something which I've often had a lot of issue with. I've never been able to explain to my parents what I do. They feel that I'm just a traveler who's spending their money. Your startup does not need to make sense to anyone in the startup. First, you need to understand it. And trust me, your parents will be the last set of people to even understand what a startup is all about. Who does it need to make sense to? The person you're catering to, your client, in our case, the students. They connected with us, it helped us. Moving forward, this is something which is like a 50-50. However, I believe if you already have a plan B in your mind, ये तो fail हो जाएगा. You're never gonna put that much effort in plan A. What has worked? It has not worked for us. Me and my co-founder Priyanshu, we have not thought that what if actually does not work out. We are just giving our full time in it. I'm not saying it's the right way of going ahead, but when you only have one plan, it's like fight or flight. If this does not work, you're drowned in debt. That, in a way, works as a huge stress for us. Last but definitely not the least, and this is something which young startups often make mistake about. When you're young and when your startup is new, you need to pay your members first, then you. How does it make sense that my company is making money and I'm paying myself? Instead, I need to pay the people who are actually making this company work. And you can't be the only person who's making the company work. Otherwise, it's not a company, it's Hitler. Now, before I end my talk, I have a few quotations by a few people which I and they believe in. Starting with, and these are quotations which I feel someone would have told when I was young. I disapprove of whatever you say. I completely disagree with it. But I will, till my last breath, defend your right to say it. You're going to see a lot of smiling faces. This is something I believe in. If you lost, you're not the worst. If you won, you're not the best. The stars just went ahead for you. The next time your legs shake, take a step and trust yourself that you'll not actually fall. Next, when you get one negative comment, think about 5 positives. This is very normal. कभी भी ऐसा नहीं होता कि आपको एक negative comment मिले और एक positive मिले and you're okay. When something bad happens with you, you need a lot of good things to happen, and that's okay. But start being generous and thinking about these lot good things that happen to you when something bad happens. When your heart beats faster than a bullet train, as intelligent as it might be, stop and breathe. Because if you stop, the audience only feels that you're creating drama. Even when you're feeling overwhelmed, never fail to try. This is something which we covered before. You don't feel as nervous. You're not actually as nervous as you feel. Delegating work to your team is an essential part. When me and Priyanshu started, we used to only work ourselves. It was a centralized system. Everything has to go through us. Then one day, I slept for 3 days because I was extremely tired. You need to allocate work so it goes well. In the palette of different colors of life, when things are unknown, try to experience. If you do not know something, just go and try for it. Last but definitely not the least. We live in a world which is filled with a lot of maybes and definites and smiles. Your smile creates a lot of stories. So in the end, what I leave you with is smile. Thank you. Okay, before we go ahead, everyone. So this is something which I did last year, and I genuinely feel that you do not want to listen to anyone now. So we'll do a small activity before I take questions. Okay, everyone? Everyone, show me your hands. Show me your hands. No, we're not doing it. Okay, everyone, we're gonna recreate this rhythm from the Queen's band. Okay, it's gonna be like 1, 2, 3. Now we go faster. That's it. Now say that. Let's go ahead for it. Okay, everyone breathe.
Thank you, sir, for gracing the stage with your wisdom and insight. Your talk left an indelible mark on our audience.
We earnestly request Honorable Mr. Manoj Malhotra sir to join us in presenting Mr. Adarsh with a memento signifying the collective respect and admiration.